Hello YouTube, it's Mr. O for Music Hands. Did you know that some major releases have used GarageBand in the creation process? What's so cool about this app and why should you be using it? That's what we're going to look at in today's video. So did you know Rihanna's song Umbrella grew from a GarageBand drum loop? It sold 4.5 million copies in the US. Thanks to Steve Jobs and the Apple tech team, GarageBand is preloaded into all Apple devices, making it available for everyone who owns an iPad, iPhone, or Mac. So if you have one of the 360 million iPads or the 220 million iPhones, I'm going to learn some tips and tricks, how to squeeze every drop of cool from its software, then watch the rest of this video. Alright, so Rihanna's hit Umbrella grew from the vintage funk kit drum loop. But other artists have used GarageBand in the creative process. Bjork, Lana Del Rey, Lamar, Kelsey Lou. Producer Steve Lacy, who works with J. Cole and artists like that, wanted a MacBook for Christmas but got an iPod. Check this quote from him. "It was an iPod 5th generation touch. From there, I started to explore music apps like IMPC, Beatmaker 2, GarageBand and all that sort. And I discovered these apps. I'm exploring this world of sound. With this little device in my pocket, I realized that I had what I needed." Paraphrasing here. And he figured out that he was getting some really bad beats at first, but then he started to use a piece called the iRig, and he combined that knowledge in with his drum skills and his guitar skills, and he made some tight music. Cool, right? Contemporary and cutting edge. Grimes recorded her breakthrough album Visions entirely in GarageBand. The band Justice also recorded their album The Cross using GarageBand. And Xavier, also known as Pitchfork, says, "A lot of people think it's bull when we say we use GarageBand, but it's actually an amazing tool." Well, I agree with Pitchfork. It's a weird statement, but I do agree with Pitchfork and what he says about GarageBand being an amazing tool. I've delivered iPad music workshops, teacher training sessions, and I've used many apps, and I always come back to GarageBand. It just makes a lot of sense. It's well designed, well laid out, and the updates always give brand new, awesome content. So if you have an iPad or an iPhone and you want to know the sophistication that's in your pocket, an orchestra, a digital workstation in the palm of your hand, continue watching and I'll share some of the knowledge that artists like the Justice, Rihanna, Lamar already know. So we're talking about GarageBand 2019 2.3.7, and if you haven't downloaded the free content, get it from the App Store. It's awesome. The iPad and iPhone GarageBand is split into 6 main areas. Firstly, recording. You can record using the built-in microphone, or you can record using a piece of hardware like the iRig and then get a nice mic. Music creation, number 2. There are hundreds of software instruments and essentially plugins within GarageBand, and they come in a few different styles. The more novel guitars and strings and bass apps, but then you have the more in-depth plugins like the Alchemy synth patch or the keyboard. 3, drum beats. Within GarageBand, you have a few different options. You can either live play the beat on a touch kit, you can sequence it using a drum sequencer, similar to an MPC, or you can program it using the virtual drummer, much like Easy Drummer, if you've ever used that. 4, composition and arranging. Intuitive, easy, well ordered. Easy to layer and lay out your tracks, add effects, develop your song structure within the arrange window. And 5, production. Write with scales, apply EQ, reverb, and a few other effects such as filters, repeaters, wobblers. Things like that you can use to modify your sound. There's a section within there also. And finally, last but not least, loops and samples. As Rihanna showed us, there's some awesome loops in GarageBand. In a few minutes, you can knock up a banging beat. And I've done that a few times myself. GarageBand 2.3.7 has loads of different types of genres and instruments. On my last clock, there's over 4,000 free loops for you to use. I started by asking you, did you know? Now you know what artists like Rihanna and Lamar already know. GarageBand is cool. So, which of these 6 areas were the strongest or weakest in your opinion within GarageBand? Let me know in the comments below. And if you create any music in GarageBand, share the link. I'd love to have a listen. Hope that you've liked the information provided in this video. If you do, we're looking for some subscribers to journey with us as we learn to GarageBand like a boss. So leave us a like. Peace.